You're listening to Manifest with Voice. I'm Santa, the creator of the Voice Code Method, a unique approach that blends authentic voice activation with manifestation, identity reprogramming, and deep self transformation. This is the space to explore the infinite potential of your voice, not just as sound, but as the key to transformation, manifestation, and your most authentic self. I'll share personal stories, I'll have interviews, I'll have exciting breakthrough shares with you. I'm super happy you're here. Please subscribe and rate if you love the show, and let's go to the episode. Hello, hello, my dear friend. Today I'm not sitting outside, I'm sitting inside. I'm sitting at my professional microphone, so everything is going to sound professional today. Let's start with arriving at this space. Maybe you're driving, maybe you're running, but still take a moment to go inwards just a bit. If you can, just pull over or stop whatever you're doing and take a deep breath, deep in your belly, deep in your lower belly, and just enjoy the expansion of your lower belly. And that's a very important thing if you want to start waking up your voice. Your breath is the first thing that you should be working on. So taking these deep breaths throughout the day, that fills your whole lower belly, that expands your rib cage. It feels like it expands you more than ever, more than anything. That's very important for your inner, flexibility of your abdominal and the flexibility of your diaphragm. It's very important. If you want to have a strong voice, you must have strong breath, first of all. So before I actually started working with my voice, which was all these years ago that you probably know already, a couple of years ago, I was doing a lot of breathing techniques. Not these super long, intense breathings, but like Wim Hof technique, which is like 30 deep breaths and then this breath hold, or just doing my own kind of mixture of things. So these deep breaths to kind of strengthen my breathing. And I noticed how my lung capacity within these couple of years has just gone up enormously. But okay, you can breathe with me and also listen to what I have to say, because today, the name of the episode, yes, you know nothing about yourself. Santa, what do you mean? I know myself. I know what kind of food I like. I know what kind of clothes I like. I know what I've done, and I kind of know where I'm going, and I know my name, and I know my age, and I know all these things, and I know how much money I have in my bank account. Yeah, like these are very nice things, and still, my dear, I must tell you, you know nothing about yourself. Maybe this is triggering to you. Maybe this is like, what are you saying? I know myself. But bear with me. I will go deeper into this because I know the importance of letting go what you think you know about yourself. For example, I have many clients or people who sometimes they become my clients, sometimes they're not. They're like, oh, I don't have any voice. This will not work for me when we speak about my practices. No. I know, like, I don't have any voice. Like, I don't have enough confidence. I don't have enough this or enough that. And they're just like, okay, they put this label on themselves and that's that. Like, what can I say to that? Okay, if you don't have voice, then like, it's great that you can tell me the fact that you don't have voice. So I think you have voice. So that's the first thing that people kind of fall into. They have their story about themselves. I have my story about myself. I'm not separate, of course. And you have your story about yourself that you have been repeating for years and years since you were born. When you were born, a small, tiny, teeny, beautiful baby, you were just like a full pureness, like full white light. I don't know for sure. I don't remember the first moments of my life, but the thing that I can imagine is just pure consciousness that's been put into this tiny body. So it must be a bit intense, pure consciousness, but still you are pure. You're still pure. You don't have not too much information in you. And from the day one, the world starts to program you. So here the beautiful programming starts, and then you're just, okay, I hear my mommy is telling that, oh, all the women have to be a certain way if they want the boys like them. Or all the women have to say certain things, or all the people have do certain things, or the people are in our family do certain things so we can become certain people, and we all certain people, and we have these certain values. So you've been trained. You've been trained like a good dog. Sorry for saying that, but that's the truth. It's just like a high quality training, and you just become a good, decent person to live in this society, which is okay for the society, which is okay for the system. It's all good. If you're listening to this, you might be a bit of a unicorn, so you don't want to fit in some frames that are not even your frames. So the sentence, you know nothing about yourself, comes from the fact that you have been trained on values and on teachings and on lessons and on these beliefs you didn't even ask for. You didn't ask for them. Like, for example, if you are born in a royal family, you have your training how it is to be a royal person. And that's what you know. That's when you have no struggles with finances. You have different sort of struggles probably, but no struggles with that. And if you are born in some slum area, for example, some kind of a poor village in Colombia or anywhere else in the world, I come from very poor backgrounds as well. Like, my childhood was quite, interesting. It was quite in poor and very, very humble environment. But the thing is, I was trained. So I was trained to believe certain things about money. I was trained to believe certain things about like success, or what is possible for me, what is not possible for me. The only thing that I realized, okay, people are actually living a different life. I noticed that when I was watching TV. So I had TV. TV was my friend when I was little. And I was like, okay, like, people are traveling. There's different countries. There's different things. So there's something else outside. So that's the programming. That's the identity programming that we get when we are kids. And each of us get a different programming. Like, each and every single person is different, because two people come together. So the first two, the basic two, your parents, if you had some other caregivers, whoever was around, your older siblings, your aunts and uncles and teachers and neighbors, they all programmed you. They all trained you. They all gave some effort to train you. And now you are 30, 40, 50, whatever years old, and you live on that same story since those days, since the days when someone just like, okay, you're this, you're ugly, which is a thing that I heard very often in my childhood from the school kids, from quite a few people. I heard that I am ugly. So when I was a kid, one of the first things that I learned about my looks is that, okay, I don't fit in. Or I heard a lot, you're very beautiful, you're beautiful, you're beautiful, but it was never said to me. So I was like, okay, there's this comparison. She's beautiful. My best friend, for example, at the time, she was the pretty girl, and I was always compared as the ugly girl. And that was like, inside, that was my story for a couple of tens of years. All my 20s, all my teens, I was just in misery because I thought I'm the ugliest person in this whole planet, in this whole universe, in this whole galaxy. It's sad, but it's true. But it's the programming. That is who I was. But it was not who I was. And here we come back to this thing. I don't even know who I am if I believe I'm ugly, I cannot do something, I don't have voice. And one of the first things I usually say to the people who come in my courses or who come in my individual programs or whatever, to my events, I say to them, you don't know nothing about yourself, and just stay with that for a moment. And let those skins and let those layers just fall off. And the beautiful thing is, when we do practices with our voice, people usually say, like, after, for example, half an hour of practicing these voice practices, they're like, wow, I feel empty. I feel like something has fallen off, but I don't know what, but I feel empty and I feel light and I feel just blissful and happy and beautiful and everything is just perfect. So what happens in these practices, we just drop a layer of something that is not you. And voice is an amazing magical tool for that. But you don't know. You don't know. Most of us don't know. Because a lot of people who come to my practices, they do these voice practices and they're like, oh my God, I did not know my voice can sound like that. Can you even imagine? Can you imagine living your, for example, it was me, to me, it was 29 years old when I found out I can actually do some serious shit with my voice. Like I have good voice. I have deep voice. I have beautiful voice. I have powerful voice. And my voice is a tool. And then I started learning all these things about voice and I was like, oh my God, why do I only find out about that just now? Why have I been living 29 years suffocating my voice, suffocating myself, parts of myself? And this, like, when I'm saying you don't know nothing about yourself and the voice is the first thing to show that, it's like the tip of the iceberg. Yes, your voice is to show that when you start discovering your voice, your true abilities of your voice. And of course, it's not just the voice. You can start doing some gymnastics or you can start swimming as well. That was a story to me as well. I thought I cannot swim. So my identity was I'm not a swimmer. I'm not a water person. Although I love water, but I was always very afraid to go in these deep waters where I cannot reach the bottom of the whatever ocean or lake. Like if I cannot reach the bottom, then okay, I'm not swimming. It's scary. I will drown. I had my experience when I was a kid as well. No one taught me to swim, so I was swimming like a dog, like this doggy style swimming, just surviving on the water. And then half a year ago in Bali, actually met a swimming teacher who was like, yeah, I can teach you swim like in 2 lessons. And I was like, no, 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 no. Like, you don't know me. I can't swim. This is not for me. Never. You haven't seen me. Okay, let's try, but I'm sure this is not for me. So I went there. The first lesson was super scary. And I was like, no, like I said, this is impossible. But of course, he's a swimming teacher, so he's probably seen way worse than me and he's seen it all. So yeah, all it took it was the right approach, and just in the next lesson I was already swimming like a goddamn professional. Okay, I'm maybe a bit over exaggerating here, but like within 3 to 4 lessons, first of all, I found out that actually I'm natural. So I can swim and I can feel water and I can swim especially good on my back. I was like, what is this like? Am I really swimming? And I could go down the water and hold my breath, and I really quickly caught the this special breathing, which is a very funny thing as well because I've done breathing the opposite way my whole life, and here you have to learn the complete opposite way, which my teacher said some people have difficulties with, but I caught it right away. And it was like, yeah, you're natural. You're like, you have a good body for swimming as well. Like, yeah, you've made for swimming. And my whole life, again, until 33 years old, I didn't even know I can swim. And all I needed was a couple of hours together with a certain person who was just good at what he was doing. And I found out, okay, I can swim. Again, I know nothing about myself. I know nothing about myself. I say I cannot do something. Most likely, I can do that. And the only thing that is not allowing me to do that thing is this thing that I'm saying. Oh, I cannot do this thing. So today, my dear, beautiful friend, what is the thing that you're saying to yourself? No, that's not for me. I cannot do that. I have a certain background, so I cannot do that. I have a certain condition as well. Maybe that's why I cannot do that. Just listen to yourself. This is all about identity. This is all about what you believe about yourself. And it's crazy because I'm sorry if this is triggering, so please take care. But this was a story to me as well. I wasn't anorexic or bulimic, but I think I was close to that because I hated my body and I did not eat for a while. Like I was dieting these crazy diets and I was just like, no, I'm fat. I'm fat. I'm fat. I'm so fat. And now when I'm finally in a normal state of mind, I look back at those pictures where I was like thinking that I'm the fattest woman in the whole world. I look back and I was like, I'm normal. Like I don't even have any extra weight on. But in my mind, I was fat. In my mind, I was ugly. In my mind, I was forever to be poor or forever to be single or forever to be unsuccessful and all these things. God, I knew nothing about myself. I knew nothing about myself. Now I know a bit more about myself. I know I have a voice. I know I'm beautiful. I know whatever I want to do, I probably might do it or might learn to do it. This is a beautiful thing when you switch from the fact that, no, this is not me, to asking this question, how could it possibly be me? What do I need to do to be me? But this is a very important mindset switch to start asking this question. Take a deep breath, my dear friend. And it's a very liberating thing to realize. It maybe is a bit intense for your mind because your mind wants to grasp, no, I know what I am. Please don't say that I don't know what I am. I learned these things and I have my memories and I have my concepts about myself. I know who I am. My dear friend, you don't know who you are, and let these words just release the heaviness, release you, free you. It's such a beautiful place to start today. I know nothing about myself. I will go and find something new about myself today. The worst thing is to be absolutely certain about something, because in most parts that just fails. That just fails. I will leave you with this. If you want to know more about voice practices, reach out. I'm always reachable on Instagram. I have a beautiful 21-day voice activation challenge for you if you want to start lightly but powerfully. Sit with these words and have a beautiful, beautiful day. If you love what I say, if you love what I share, if you like my podcast, please follow, please rate it. That really helps me to grow. And that's super important for these things. If people really spend this 1 second and just rate it and follow, and I really, really highly appreciate it. I love you. Have a beautiful day, and I'll see you on the next episode.